So, lawful excuse, it's either one or the other. Either you're going to be considered a legal person under law, and as such they're going to have the right to control you. Your legal person will only have ownership rights, limited ownership rights, and you will be regulated. Or you will establish your lawful excuse, and you will be considered a man under law, and you will be free. You will have real ownership rights to real property, and you will not be regulated. So there has to be a line drawn, a line drawn in the middle. What side do you choose? So your legal person, he operates in many capacities, your legal person. Through the SAAQ and the laws and the regulation of the SAAQ, your legal person drives. Through the RAMQ, your legal person gets medical care. Through the Municipal Taxation Act, your man is stripped of his right to own real property, and it's given, your juridical person is given an ownership right through the regulation of the Municipal Taxation Act. Through the Social Insurance Act or your social insurance card, you're given the right to work for your legal person. And through the Firearms Act, your legal person is controlled what he can and cannot do with a gun. Your legal person. So, your legal person has many aspects to it. And each aspect is regulated by a different law. Now, your legal person who is controlled the way he drives, they can't take that law and try and control you in your medical situation, your RAMQ card. You understand? They can't take the rules and the regulations of this act here and try to apply it to your juridical person when he's operating in a medical capacity, when he's going to the hospital. They can't say, well, you need a license and a registration for your vehicle to get into the hospital. That's not applicable. There's a different law that applies here. So if you choose to make a lawful excuse and tell the de facto powers that I won't be recognized as a legal person here, and I won't be recognized as a legal person here, and I refuse to be recognized as a legal person here, and I'll work under my own contract, and I refuse to be recognized as a legal person here, but I choose to keep my legal person here. Or some might even choose to keep their legal person here and work with it. You can establish lawful excuse for the different aspects of your legal person, because there's different acts and there's different regulations that apply to your legal person in a certain context. When your legal person is only performing certain actions. When your legal person is driving, the Highway Safety Code applies to your legal person, not the medical codes. When your person is at the hospital, the Highway Safety Code doesn't apply to him, just the medical codes or the acts that relate to the medical card. So, whatever you choose to establish a lawful excuse under, that's your choice. But you don't have to abandon things that you are afraid to abandon, that you want to keep as a right. The juridical personality, the legal entity, the legal person, it's issued, that word issued, by the government. And since it's issued by the government, thereby they control it, and not you. So you have to obey. When you're a juridical person, you must obey their rules and regulations. Look at it like they lent you the thing. When you establish your lawful excuse, then you don't have to obey those acts and those regulations, whichever you choose. So in your notice of understanding and claim of right, there's a section in there that says, I refuse to joinder to the juridical personality unless I produce a notarized affidavit stating that I will join this juridical person in this function, in this classification. So if you want to keep your medical, or if you want to keep any other, because you don't want to fight the government, you can do that. However, hospital care in Canada is free for men and women. They take it away from you They take that right away from you, and they return you a limited right to your juridical personality. Everything that you pay for, every license that you pay for, these services, these things are free for the men and women. But they stripped you of those rights, and they returned them to you in the form of a juridical personality.